Hello guys, how is all going? Today we are going to the video. Welcome back to eWisdom, and today's topic is going to be a bit interesting. This is a continuation from my last video. This video shows you about the changes in the demand. Last video we've seen the change in price causes demand curve to move, expand and contract. But here other factors other than price which causes the demand curve to shift to the right or to the left. We look at each factor which causes a change in demand.
So guys, in my previous video we have seen that when there is change in a price of a product, there will be a change in the quantity demanded. But now in this video you have to note one thing is, like, the price is not only the influence on demand. There are various, like many other factors which will influence the price, such as income, advertisement, change in population, changes in the price of other products, all such things. We'll see that in detail. Before getting into that, here you can see the price per cool drink. It's 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and original demand is 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 and 700. Now what is this new demand? For example, it's a very hot weather, and so the demand for cool drinks is usually 200. As the weather condition is very hot, now the 200 demand, units of demand is changed to 400, but the price 30 remains same. Right? The same way at 25 also, earlier it was 300, but now the demand is 500. Because of this hot weather, people are buying more and more of cool drinks, and that is why there is a new demand. So when there is new demand, and here the demand is increasing, when there is increase in demand, there will be shift in demand curve. I will show you that shift now. Look at this. This is going to be a shift. Earlier at price 30, it was demanded at 200 units. Right? Now at price 30, the new demand is 400 units. So that is where you can see there is a shift from D to D1. So when there is increase in demand, there will be a shift of demand curve towards right. But what happens in the cold weather? Will there be an increase in demand for these cool drinks? No. Possibly no. That is why the demand curve will shift towards the left. The demand for the product decreases, and so it shifts towards the left. For example, now at currently if the demand is D, due to cold weather, the demand for the cool drinks is going to decrease, and so it will shift to D1 over here. When it shifts leftwards, there will be decrease in demand. So that's all with the demand curve. We'll look into the factors which is affecting the demand other than the price now.
So guys, our first factor is change in disposable income. Disposable income is nothing but income remaining after deduction of tax. Now your income is 10,000 rupees and the tax amount is 2,000 rupees. So 10,000 minus 2,000, 8,000, and that 8,000 we call it as disposable income. So normally demand and income will have a positive relationship. Positive relationship means like when income is increasing, the demand for normal goods will increase. In this video, I'll also explain you the difference between normal and inferior good. So highlighted is normal good will have a positive relationship. Okay, here's a man and his name is Mr. X and his income is 10,000 rupees, and now his income have been increased to 25,000 rupees. Therefore, his demand for normal goods will increase. So now his income is increasing from 10,000 to 25,000. So I told you like normal good, right? So normal good is nothing but a product whose demand will increase with increase in income. I have made a mistake, that's why it's like highlighted. So normal good is a good whose demand will increase with increase in income. Please note, don't forget it or don't confuse it. Let me give you an example now. So now he's going to a shop to buy some cloths. So when his income is increasing, the demand for cloth, here clothing is a normal good, so his increase in income will cause increase in demand for this good. So the demand curve will shift towards the right. So clothing is a normal good, right? So now when our income is going to increase, obviously we'll buy more clothes. So we'll demand more clothes. So as income increases, the demand for clothes will also increase, and so it is a normal good to be noted here. So we shall see now another example. So example of inferior good. First you will know what is inferior good. It is a product whose demand decreases as income increases. But how? Here's an example. Two cars are here. Left side is a small car, right side is a big car. Left side is a car with 2 seats and right side with 4 seats. As my income increased, I'll buy a big car only, right? So this big car has 4 seats, so I'll buy that, and now the demand for small car is decreasing. So we call that small car as inferior good, because as my income is increasing, I'll buy only big car, I'll not buy small car. So the demand for small cars are decreasing, and so it is called as inferior good. So our second factor is going to be price of related goods. Price of related goods means what? Like first we have our substitutes, and then it's complements or complementary goods. Substitutes are goods used instead of another. Complements are goods used together. So substitutes, good A and good B are there. I can use good B instead of good A. I can replace it. Complements used together. I'll give you an example so that you can understand in a better manner, and it'll be easy to grasp it also. So we'll look into an example now. There are two things here, coffee and tea. I can drink tea instead of coffee, or I can drink coffee instead of tea. So they can be used instead of, like they can replace each other, right? So we call that as substitutes. How is this related to demand? When coffee price is increasing, demand for tea will also increase. But when coffee price decreases, demand for tea decreases. So I can buy coffee instead of tea when its price is less, right? The same way, tea price increase, demand for coffee will increase. I will buy more coffee now. Now we'll see what is complementary goods. I'll give you an example. So pen and ink, we use them together only. We can't use a pen without ink or ink without a pen, right? So these are complementary goods. Another example is car plus petrol, movie plus popcorn, all such thing. Now when price of ink is increasing, demand for pen will increase. When price of ink is increasing, I'll buy only less pen, because I have to use them together. When one's price increases, I will use the another one at lesser amount. Same way, when price of ink is decreasing, demand for pen will increase. I'll buy more pen and use the ink. So our next factor is advertisement. So we'll go to a market and buy things by seeing some advertisement, right? So these advertisements will persuade and encourage the consumers to buy more, so that this will increase the demand for various products. When there is increase in demand, it shifts towards the right? Okay, next is change in population. When there is increase in population, what will happen? So population will increase due to two reasons. One is decrease in death rate and increase in birth rate. So when there are decrease in death rate, there will be more old age people. So demand for sticks and wheelchairs will increase. So overall, the demand curve will shift towards the right. Next, change in population, in other case, it's because of increase in birth rate. So again, baby foods, baby wears, nipple, all such things, demand will increase. So again, it will shift towards the right. So change in population will also cause shift in demand curve. Next, we are going to see change in taste and fashion. So when there is change in taste from non-veg to veg, there will be increase in demand for vegetables. This is quite impossible, but I am telling it as an example. So when there is change in taste for people from non-veg to veg, demand increases for veg. Now we have update in fashion. Obviously, seeing cine stars, and what we will do, we'll buy clothes updated, right? So the fashion update will also cause an increase in demand, especially food, entertainments, dresses, all such things. By looking at the cinema stars itself, we'll buy more costumes like them. So demand will increase for those clothes. So update in fashion will cause an increase in demand for those goods. For example, nowadays people are fond of hoodies and crop tops than earlier, so demand for these increases. So other factors affecting demand, we have seen so many factors. Now there's going to be like other factors such as weather condition. Now for example, it's raining outside, right? So demand for umbrella will increase, maybe the demand for raincoat will increase, right? Yes. So when there is rainy season, the demand for these goods will increase, like umbrella, raincoats, what else, a heater. So all these goods demand will increase due to change in weather condition. But there are also some other goods whose demand decreases. For example, it is ice cream. There are many people who won't buy ice cream when it is raining, right? So demand for these goods such as ice cream will decrease. When there is decrease in demand, the demand curve will shift towards the left. I've already told you when will the demand curve shift towards left or when will it shift towards the right. Demand increases means it shift to right, left for a decrease.
So now finally we are here at the end of this video. We have seen all the factors which is affecting the demand. Now look at this graph. Here you can see the initial point of the demand is over D1. And for example, when there is increase in income or when there is increase in population or when there is increase in the price of related goods such as coffee, then when there is an increase in fashion updates, the goods demand will increase. During that time, the D1 will shift towards D3. So the demand will increase for these goods, right? So it will be shifting towards the right. When the demand is increasing, I'm repeating it again and again, when the demand is increasing, the demand curve will shift towards the right. When the demand is decreasing, the demand curve will shift towards the left. When there will be a decrease in demand, for example, when the income of a person is decreasing due to some economic recession or something, or when the competitor's product, they are decreasing their price, which means our demand will also decrease because people will go and buy their product instead of ours. That time also demand will decrease. So it will shift from D1 to D2. So I hope like you came to know the difference between shift and movement along the demand curve. So next video will be about the changes like factors affecting the supply. Keep writing until the next video arrives.